Zion's creating
A lot of problems.
a lot of problems, right?
Well, yeah, but it depends on. I'll say this. I don't know how true that situation is, but that is wild.
I have a question.
What's your question?
How is this any different from Freddie?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How's it different from Freddie?
How is this situation any different from Freddie?
Because Zion,
AKA who?
Because hold on, because
Freddie?
You know why? Because why is it different? Because Zion pays the light bill. He pays more than the phone bill.
You know what? Yes, yeah, that's kind of fair. Like Zion
He
actually,
paid more than the phone bill.
he was willing to pay for a move. Actually, he's like,
He
yo,
will pay for her allowance. The problem is Freddie. The only reason he's getting flack because he couldn't pay for nothing. Zion is paying for everything, and he's living his best life. And this girl's like, "Hey, you have a secret over here. Don't forget about me."
But how is it any different?
In regards to what?
Freddie got a whole porn star pregnant and was still partnered up with the baby moms for his previous children.
Because the porn star.
Zion got a whole girl in a whole relationship and then got another porn star pregnant and made her a baby mom.
Because Freddie Gibbs was spreading more than just defense. Two, the bill was under the porn star's name, so it's not like he's paying for anything. Three.
I mean, to be fair, rappers don't make much as like
Basketball players
in general. Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are the things. One, you're not taking care of your kids. That's three. You're not taking care of your kids. Mm-hmm. You're not taking care of your kids. Mm-hmm. Your phone bill is in the girl's name, and you're not paying for the phone bill.
That's wild.
You're out here with pictures to spread it out, so you're in a vulnerable, compromising position.
Okay, so we're talking about the specifics of each
as a
person,
thug rapper,
right?
Thug rapper.
But okay, but how about from a general perspective?
I'm thugging. Sorry.
What is the difference between these relationships in a general sense? These are still guys who are going and having intimate relationships with porn stars and not actually claiming these girls or putting them in messy situations.
I see what you're saying, tomato, but
Wow.
the only difference is Freddie Gibbs, it turned out bad because of, like, I guess the money issue and not being able to contact and whatever while you have a kid coming on the way with a woman.
Right. Like he basically, like her claim was Freddie ghosted her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, it's literally Zion, a young person that, you know, it's very young, still learning things that Freddie should know. But, you know, he's into some other things. And one person has the money, giving her, what was it, a monthly allowance? Crazy monthly allowance?
Anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000.
Right. So it's different in that sense that, like, one person doesn't have money, I guess, I'm assuming, to make sure everything's okay, and one person does. But I guess because he's announcing this pregnancy with his woman, that person feels to say something about, I guess.
And she was saying so much
I'm not
stuff
sure.
that-
I'm not even sure if it actually happened.
What?
Like if they're actually pregnant. I don't know. I don't know how it worked. I didn't know. I don't know if did she say she's pregnant for the man?
No, she said she hopes. She said that she was late for her her menstrual, and then she's like, she better be pregnant. That was basically the text. She better be pregnant. What? So okay, here's my.
Is that allegedly? I don't know if this is.
Yeah, this is a tweet. This is a whole tweet.
She's been tweeting nonstop. So wait,
for like 3 days.
No, for 3 days.
I don't.
She was
even
just
know if
tweeting
she's on day
nonstop.
4. Yeah.
People.
I don't know if she's on day 4 yet.
People were like,
I can't take it anymore.
Some people were like, yo, I'm sorry, this is just too much. Block.
But why is a woman's pain too much?
I didn't say that. I just said this is all new for me to see. I'm just like, hey man.
I'm asking, why is a woman's pain too much?
Is that pain?
It is pain.
You
That's
think
a whole level of deceit that she's receiving.
So you're thinking she didn't know that Zion had someone.
And she's still trying to have her self-esteem and pride during this whole entire thing. This is a high
Self-esteem
level
and pride?
Yes, this is a high-level person who you're having a whole relationship with and thinking that you're the only person that you're with. High level that you're with.
I believe.
And then all of a sudden you find out that this person has a whole child on the way and is paying you a handsome sum.
I believe that everybody in this world is high valued.
Yes.
But there's some people in this world that don't believe if you do certain things, you are not considered high valued.
Okay, but true.
So I think...
But even in their level of like the level of exposure, right? He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
He's a big news.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We're not going to sit here and act like he ain't. He is. His every move matters. Mm-hmm. He is literally having a relationship courting a porn star. Okay, cool.
Which is crazy because Gibbs did the same
but
thing.
We don't, you don't really know that because it could... You don't really know that because it could be transactional.
Well, hold on. Even if it is transactional, right? This is her place of work, remember. Mind you. And she said she even took the safety off for him. So no longer is this work. It has now transitioned into something outside of work.
What does it mean, take the safety off?
Come on, you don't.
No, for the viewers, like...
What do you mean, take the safety off? Take the safety off? They're having sex. Take the safety off. Take the Jimmy off.
All safety precautions off of like... Because when you're a sex worker, you have to make sure that all measures of safety is done.
Oh, I thought it was like a different aspect of going.
No, but she took the safety off. So it's no longer just work anymore. Mm-mm. It's now becoming something else.
I'll just say...
Can you have Wait, I wonder if you can have a successful relationship with a sex worker.
Of course you can. An ex-sex worker.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
This man said ex.
I'm joking. You're
not.
I am. I swear I am. I can't personally. I can't personally. I don't have no problem with sex work. You guys can do whatever you want, but part of my insecurities, which I do have, I don't know if I can be okay with that. I don't nah. And what I believe in, I just don't think that's okay. I don't think it's I just can't. Just knowing that
I'm on the fence of it, but I don't know.
Freddie, he probably didn't care. But bro, if someone wants to throw shade at you, they send your girl's flick to them. The next man doing things to the one you claim to be your partner or the love of your life or whatever you want to put it as.
That's her job.
I mean, no, but
that's her job.
No, but it's different when you hear about it and you hear about it and see about it.
But that's her job.
I know it's her job, but when someone can just easily Google it, I don't know.
If that means...
But then that means that you're not secure about her job.
I mean, I guess not. I guess not.
Because at the end of the day, that is her job.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Dating, okay, if your dating phase is one thing. Mm-hmm. But the step that I don't think a lot of dudes would take is when it's okay, I'm ready to settle and have a family. That's the part that gets a little okay.
Or even produce a child with you.
Yeah, that.
I really want that to sink into people's
But that's
mind.
it. No, but that's fine. That's but this isn't. I wouldn't want that to
The levels it takes for a woman who doesn't do sex work to even have and be titled a baby mom's is already so hard as it is. Mm-hmm. So for a man to go now with a woman who would be considered stigmatized by society.
Okay, fair enough.
To go and then choose to have a child with that woman.
That's crazy.
There's levels. There's levels.
The problem is we only know one side of that relationship. we don't really
Tank-
know.
well,
We only know
Which
about
side are
one
we
side of the
hearing, though?
relationship.
The woman's side or the man's
Yes,
side?
the woman's side.
Right.
I mean, she was
So,
in
but if you
for-
think about, but if you really think about it, it's
she
like,
was in for 4 days straight. So I mean,
and the
we're
way I
hearing-
see it, it's
Why
like
do we
literally
only
as soon as.
Wait. Hold that thought a second. You know why you don't hear it? Because if a dude
What?
like lays it down and explains like why this happened, he would be called sassy.
Oh, what do you
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
So like if
Interesting.
no, some women will call a dude sassy if he, the same way she went 4 days harder than the paint, tweeting. If Zion did the same thing, people would be like, Zion, what time are you on? Men and there's certain men and women that would attack him for even speaking up with it.
That's fair.
That's why some dudes just they don't. Up to now, Freddie didn't really address
Say
what happened.
anything.
He just
Exactly.
he got a new woman on his arm and he just kept it pushing. He didn't address anything.
But the thing about it, yeah, and everybody ran with what she said.
Like the fact
Did
I'm
she
using.
run? Did people run with it?
I mean, the fact I'm using.
Because they had, I feel like they ran with it. If people are, if you were calling the man Freddie Gibbs, you ran with what they said.
I'm saying spready shot. Well, I mean, technically we are all
You're running with what he said.
running. Yeah.
Okay.
So
But-
this situation, I feel like
It'd be crazy if you just came out and said, "Yeah, I spread it on the phone," but I was, but I was drunk that day. I mean,
for someone to do that, that's some nasty work, because both hands are occupied. And then, what type of nastiness is going on in here?
It's called self-timer, okay?
Self-type.
so
That
you
is some nasty work,
You
sir.
set your phone up to do a self timer, and you're like, "All right, let me get this angle."
But no, self-timer and run to the screen or run to place position. Listen to me. Fire. Okay? That is...
Maybe sorry to your point. That's crazy.
I don't even know where my point... I don't even know where my point was.
I said, my question is, why are people tired of a woman's pain?
I'm not tired of a woman's pain. I don't think...
Sometimes it could be lies.
No.
I mean, the first thing we would have to acknowledge is who is causing the pain.
I mean...
That's the first part we have to acknowledge.
I mean... The way I see it, I'm not saying to not acknowledge the pain. I'm not saying not to acknowledge the pain. I won't say that type of thing. I believe people have a right to their pain. But...
I mean, yeah, in general.
At the same time, I think there has to be some type of factual thing going on, and
Factual of what? Of hurt?
the only factual thing we see right now is her saying her hurt, her putting up the statements of payment,
That seems like facts.
and
Text messages and stuff.
and a hope that, hey, you might have a child with this woman.
That's a crazy lyric she said.
She
hopes she has a child with him.
the
But I
big-
think that's out of like envy and in a place of pain. Because obviously, if she's thinking that she's the woman and she's the main and she's all these things, and then to find out that she was not actually the chosen one, that's a very defeating feeling.
I think that's the power of money. Because
defeating.
if you're getting paid a certain amount of money that you never got paid in your life, you're gonna believe that you probably are the one. And then
That is not true.
no, I'm just thinking about it in that type of
That
sense.
is not true.
No, but like think about it. Like
I'm not thinking
he
about
is
it
a multi-million-dollar athlete,
Understood,
and he's
but-
flinging you money off the wazoo.
I
He's probably
understand.
flinging it to somebody else.
I understand. But
You
I'm
might
not,
think that you're the hot diggity
I'm
dog.
not only thinking about people who are at the level of them. I'm thinking of it from a broad sense of their situation. So
No.
bring it from them all the way down to another person who may not have money. Just anyone who's considered the chosen person. They have this relationship with this person and they think that they are number one on this person.
Yeah, but there's people that say that to everyone.
And then who?
That's crazy.
But is that okay?
They say you're the one.
Is that
and
okay?
It's like, I never did this like you
Why
before.
are we condoning
I never
this
did.
behavior?
I'm not condoning it.
It's pretty nasty word.
No, it's nasty word, but I'm
It
not
is.
condoning it. I'm just saying it happens because maybe he's sending 20,000 to her, and 20,000 to her, and 20,000 to her allegedly, and saying the same lyrics that you say, to each one, but it's still The Bachelor, so he's gonna choose somebody.
See, and then it goes back to this whole comment.
Y'all watch the shows, right?
It
Yes.
is the Bachelor.
But then it goes back to that whole thing where it's like, why are women not listening to men?
Okay. And when it gets there, that's fine. If it gets there, it gets there.
But then this is what happened.
But the problem is,
Because she listened to him. That was the other thing.
That is
she
fine.
was changing her hair, doing different like things that she wouldn't do. She was becoming out of pocket of herself because that's the request that he was asking of her.
okay.
Because it was everything like the baby moms.
It's nasty work. I'm not saying it's not wrong. It's nasty work, and she has a right to her pain.
But why are we upset about it?
I'm not upset about anything.
Twitter is.
Some people on Twitter.
Some people are upset.
Twitter are blocking her.
Are blocking her
No,
Yes.
specifically because when you're on Twitter and you're trending.
because maybe
it'll
some
come up
people
on
want to see other things on their feed than that.
Well, yeah, but because she's trending and it's popping up on their feed, they're going, "Yo, you're man block."
Yeah, that happens all the time. I do that with spoilers.
But it's equating somebody's whole actions to sports.
No, but like I'm saying,
I know.
no, but this is what I'm
What
saying.
is happening?
No, but you gotta understand. If I see something on the timeline too long,
Yo, the
but-
dismissal is so real.
I'm not dismissing it, but like I understand her emotions, and I'm never gonna take that away. I like her reacting the way she reacted is just. It is just. For me, it's like, Zion, what are you doing? That's what it is for me. Why is he doing that? That's how I see it.
The EDM
But
one
he's
still.
not.
Like-
Is he getting any flack for this whole situation?
Of course he is.
No, it kind of is.
He is getting flat because it's like, what are you
Why
doing?
what?
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. Everybody's
touring
like,
him a bit, yeah.
you starting a life with this person, and then you're doing this with a porn star, and they have all this on you. Where should I start a life?
Has he received any fines yet?
Because they don't
Not-
do fines like that in the
not-
NBA for things like that. What are you
They do.
finding?
Yes, they do.
What are they finding?
Well, the last person
I
that
believe Dennis Rodman got a fine for.
But Dennis Rodman, Dennis Rodman is nothing to what Zion did back in the day. Y'all know Dennis Rodman's catalog?
his catalog
I'm
is
sorry,
crazy. No, but Dennis.
but even then, so
Zion Wilson is just getting called out by a person that and may have their child. You know how much things these NBA players got called out for? It's not enough. It's not like Ja Morant with a gun, and they'll fine for that because obviously that's a moral thing. But
and this is not a moral thing.
for Zion Wilson, I don't think
sir.
until
Sir.
there's a factual aspect,
Sir.
all they see is, oh, you got somebody pregnant.
You don't find this as a moral concern.
They're gonna see it as you got somebody pregnant. I don't know if they're gonna find what are you gonna find Zion Wilson for having a child while having another child, having a side child,
For adultery. For adultery.
adultery.
Yes.
You know how much? Anyway,
Adultery.
I'll just say
Because he
I
had a
don't.
whole person who he thought was in a relationship,
He's not married.
and he went and stepped out and had a whole child with another person.
I don't think that matters to
That's
them.
adultery.
I don't think that doesn't matter to NBA. Can he score 30? Can he score 30 points a game? Is this gonna stop him from scoring 30 points a game?
This man has been gaining some weight since his injury. Thank you
That
very much.
it doesn't matter. They're still gonna pay him, and they still haven't released him.
Thank you.
They still paid him, and they
So,
still haven't released
But
him.
your comment was a moral thing. It's adultery. That's
Okay,
the moral
but
stance.
is that no? But
Oh, wait,
hold on.
Wait.
But they rather.
you.
But this is the
You
thing.
pregnant?
A gun thing is different. A gun thing is different than getting somebody else pregnant. It's different.
John,
Understood. But it's still a moral thing.
now,
To whoever cares for it.
now, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. We seen a video of what she looked like before on the Wendy Williams show, right?
Yes.
And a relationship problems, everything.
Okay.
Her age at the time was 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, that was
She's 30-something.
She's 30 something.
Yes.
Okay.
She contacted Zion from herself, by the way. She tweeted this at the age of 19.
Okay.
Why is a 30-year-old woman contacting a 19-year-old?
The baby moms was older.
Wait.
But that's the thing.
Yes.
Here's-
Yes.
Why are they both older? What's going on?
Yes.
Guys, you got to keep this in mind.
Yes.
You got to
What's
keep.
happening here? What do you mean?
Yes.
So both of them are older.
Both of them are older women.
Now let's flip it. Flip your fingers a second. Flip it now.
Flipping.
Why is there no stigma with certain women that do that?
And again, this is where I'm trying to break this all down. Do you understand?
So,
Like he's like 20 right
Because
now.
at the end of the day, they're gonna look at him. He's the man, regardless of even if the fact that he is a child in this situation. Yes.
she's gonna look like they're the man.
No, he's going to look like he's the man.
I mean, in society, well, no.
Yes.
Actually, no.
Yes.
No, they're not.
This is why I've been asking about morals. This is why I've been asking about the issue.
Hold on.
This is why I've been asking all this stuff. Did he get any fines?
The NBA will not charge you for having a second child on the side. I haven't heard that yet. But hey, promoting something that can kill people, sure. Yes, they're going to suspend you and give you... But to have a child on the side...
Public indecency?
No, that's not what happened because he didn't spread. He didn't spread. And it was out there from spread to go on like us, whatever. Okay?
But yes. There's a lot of it.
The way I see it...
But I understand your angle. How are we going to allow these cougars to just take all this on this young, unknowing, freshly newborn...
Just keep this in mind. Society, everything is different.
Child.
As much as we say it's equal,
wild.
life is different. Everything is different. Everything is different.
But that's because we live in a man's world. So he's the man. For being able to capture 2 older women and have them both begging at his knees.
If that's how you want, I'm not gonna remember. I'm not having these type of topics I'm not gonna react in these type of ways and get all triggered. You guys want to jump on that cliff? You guys jump on that cliff. Fly with it. I am not.
It's not being triggered. It's just a conversation. Like, that is the real thing of it all, right? Like, it's a conversation.
From the time I seen, I've already got to that place to be like, hey, certain things you just shouldn't argue. Just let
What
it.
are you arguing, though?
Or discuss in a sense of like being like, oh well, we could say that, hey, he's not gonna get that much flack because he's just gonna be looking stupid for the things he's done.
Right.
They're not gonna fine him for this. I doubt they're gonna fine him, and if they do, that's gonna be new to me. That's gonna be new to me, especially for a person that we don't know if they actually have the child in the first place.
I'm past the part with the child. I'm still.
You're
on
just
the fact
saying the
that
affair?
A relationship. Yeah, it's a whole affair.
But you don't know if that girl and that guy were together at the time. We don't know these things. He could be talking to 2 girls, paying them, and being like, okay, I'm going to choose this one.
But
and
people
announce
get
it.
allowances in regular relationships. I don't understand. Why does that change?
But you see what I'm saying, though? Like, it's 2 people. He's probably talking to multiple girls, and he chose this one.
But if he's in a relationship with one, why is it different? Is he polyamorous?
How do you know if he doesn't have a relationship with both?
Is he polyamorous?
I mean...
How do you know? It doesn't matter if you're paying you. She never asked that much questions.
But
you're getting paid. Does that even matter if you're getting paid a certain amount?
No.
Exactly.
Women... What's his name's wife gets allowance and gets alimony.
But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know the purpose of the transactions. We don't know the layout of the transactions.
We talking about recently Tyrese? Because he's going to have to pay
like, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
People get allowances regardless.
We don't know the layout of the transactions. We don't know why he's paying her. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. All we know.
But why are we using that she is getting paid as a ground?
I did not use it.
This is okay because multiple people could be getting paid.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
she is putting that out there that they got paid.
Grounds?
So I don't like having these discussions. So I don't have liking these discussions because it doesn't.
But it doesn't negate that they could be in a relationship that's exclusive.
If
we don't know that the end doesn't justify the means. It's just
Monday,
like
if Monday comes and more women come out like, nah, he paid me too, and nah, he paid me.
Which hasn't. It's been 4 days of hardcore her texting.
Sometimes
no one else has come out the gates.
Sometimes just let's let the smoke clear and see what happens. All I'm saying for Zion, for me, watching Zion barely play each season, going through injuries.
You say he's a bust.
He's not a bust.
Oh,
he's good, but like
bust or something.
he's just not. And And
Wasting his chakra.
He's releasing a lot of chakra, man.
He is. That's probably why he's so prone to injury.
people want him to play more games.
Tiredness? When you drunk off the flower, man, you just
People would like him to play more games.
Yes.
And
you be dribbling and just be like,
But clearly his priority.
he got a crazy contract, and he needs to make more money and do more productivity for his team to make more money. And doing these situations are not going to help you as an athlete, I would say. I'm assuming.
What's going on in the NBA? First is Ja Morant, then Zion.
You know what they said about that draft? Because they're on the same draft. They said Zion is having child with porn star. Ja Morant
He just can't put
is
the
shooting
pistol down.
And RJ Barrett is Canadian. They made it sound like being Canadian is a bad thing.
Wow, that's yo.
I mean,
I don't know. But at the end of the day,
he'll be outsourcing his talent.
I'm just gonna say I wish all them people the best in this situation. I wish healing and clarity. Healing and clarity in all aspects and all that situation, because what we know now, it seems like chaotic. I'd be like, bad decisions. Just bad decisions. It just sounds like a bunch of bad decisions.
I just want to hear more intelligent, educated decisions. That's
right. That's what I'm saying. It all comes down to bad decisions. Choices we make. And this is the things you face when you make certain choices.
You would think with the money they make, they'll freeze their sperm somewhere and snip.
No, of course not. They have more money.
No,
but as they say, money makes
like whole milk or skim milk.
More of what you already would do, right? Like, if you had more money and you were already addicted to certain things, you have now access to more of it because you have more money. So that's the reason why. So it just accentuates what you already are.
Some people don't worry about their health. Some people will drink Diet Coke.
Doesn't matter.
And some people want pure Coke. They want the cocaine. Some people want cocaine. They want the whole cocaine.
And now that they have money, they can afford it.
They can afford it. Maybe they say money just enhances who you really were.
Exactly.
So maybe there's a horn dog his whole life.
Wow.
And then he got money to invest into his horn dog activities.
Meet them. He can meet his top 5.
You can meet. He's like he was watching that person's potential, and now you can finally pay for him to come over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me go left a second, just for the outro of this segment. Relationship 1A. Did she mess up the bag? Keep it real. By going on a 4-day rant.
You're done.
Did she mess up the bag?
You've been released.
She messed up the bag?
No.
I think she messed up the bag. For Zion.
I think that what she did was...
It's none of my business, but...
She didn't mess up the bag at all. I think what she did was she actually opened for more opportunities. Yes.
How? When things go bad, you're going to tell everybody?
No, but what she's doing is showing how she was a very committed and loyal person and was dogged.
If something goes wrong,
that's why.
If something goes wrong,
I am not.
And you run to,
it's just how he said she was dogged. I was like,
yo, what? That's the only reason why. She's not like she went out. She's not being like fit mommy.
Yeah, that
she's not. She is definitely saying like, yo, because at what point did actually like Freddie do anything that was really negative to fit mommy?
Not pay her the phone bill.
Paying a phone bill versus having a whole child are two different things.
That too.
Right?
Of course, that's...
That's what I'm saying.
But Freddie was like saying, nah, don't leave. We can start a family together. That's nasty work. If you can't look a woman in her eyes and pour into her, don't even talk.
Right. And that's something that I believe in.
No, but it's true. It's true. Like, some people do it just to hold on.
Right.
Hey, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, in comparison, like, Moriah, she really shows in her text and how many days that she's going through this, how much she really cares, loves, and was devoted to this person. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of loyalty. So, I don't think she's messing up the bag at all because it really kind of shows, like, how much she would actually care for somebody in her field of work.
Leave the comments below.
Of course, which is fair. But it also shows the side that if something happens you're running the social media. And not everybody wants to get blown up that way.
Well, don't do
Even if they're doing dog things. Even if they're... Because we still don't know what type of relationship they truly had.
So are we saying that we should not air out bad business?
I'm not saying not to air out bad business.
Oh.
But I'm not saying not to air out bad business. I am saying we don't know what's going on with this Moriah thing. We don't know. We don't know. This just came out of nowhere.
It didn't just come out of nowhere.
No, it did for me. It was random. It was like,
For me too. It was random out of nowhere.
no,
I mean, the post kind of did it all.
Right.
It was the trigger.
yeah.
But, like, it wasn't, like, out of nowhere. Like,
You know what's funny? That's the same post that triggered Fit Not Mommy, because Gibbs was with
this kid.
one of his other kids, yeah, and that's when she went, oh,
Oh, so you have other kids?
See, but
That
all
seems
of
to be. That
this...
seems to be.
And it could be the pain. It could be the pain, like you said. But
Why
what
can't-
if we don't know? What if the relationship
Yes.
they had was a money thing? Because a lot of the times,
Yes.
some people, it's a money thing.
Understood.
Some
Understood.
people.
Completely understood. But you know what is really not being addressed here? Why isn't there honesty from the person who's giving money?
Because the person didn't even get to talk. He's not going to talk yet.
They're paying money. You should be honest.
He said he was willing to buy a house in New Orleans. bro.
You
That's-
should
He
be
has
honest.
a right to. It's his. You know
You
what?
should be honest.
Sometimes I just leave it
If
alone.
you have
man.
kids with a whole nother person, you
saying-
should be honest that you have a whole gang of kids, a whole litter from another person.
I don't know how many
prior
kids.
to this person's
He announced it his
existence, like-
first child. This is his first child he announced. We don't know how that child became to become. We don't know how.
But it took 9 months for this first child to be here.
But we don't know. No. The child pregnant. She's pregnant.
That is not a just pregnant belly though.
I don't know anything about bellies.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
I am not the person to research on what a belly is. Y'all make those assumptions.
The man was at a whole baby shower. That was
don't
the
know.
picture.
I don't know.
That's
People have baby
not-
showers early. Some people have late. I don't know.
Understood,
That is
but
not my-
that is
that is
like
not-
that was at least giving 5 months of I knew
Says who?
from the belly.
Says who?
Says the belly.
Says them or the belly?
Says the belly.
Some people be pregnant and we don't even know they're pregnant.
Listen, if you know what she looked like beforehand, you know that's a belly of
Some
at least
people
5 months.
Be pregnant and you don't know
Thick.
that they're pregnant.
This is true.
Some people say that we can't determine the belly
Her
until they
belly
say what the
shows
belly
otherwise.
is.
Belly says otherwise. He knew and he was aware. There's no avoiding that. It's not like she had nothing. and
They
was sitting
probably
there.
know, but I don't know. We don't know. We're assuming from the belly,
And
but we don't know
this
how
is
the belly was made.
energy. This is the energy that I will not accept.
What is it? Because I don't know what the belly is. Did they say how much months it
It's
is?
the lack of accountability here.
I'm saying, I already said he's accountable for what he did. He should do better. I wasn't happy with what he did. That was said already, no? I said he was an idiot for what he did. And the
No,
choices he
yeah.
made, right? What I'm saying is that whole belly thing, I don't know when the belly was born. I don't know when the belly came. We just saw belly. You
But-
see someone that's pregnant? Oh, you're pregnant?
Okay, but-
that's guaranteed.
Okay,
but we don't know what the
again,
months.
No, the statement what we're addressing here is he is giving money to someone.
Okay.
And in giving money to someone, I said, why isn't the person who is giving money telling about what's happening on their side? Because if she was aware that he had somebody pregnant during the course of the time of him giving her money, do you think that this would be going on? No, because she would have been aware. So why are there secrets being done?
How do we know, how do we know that she didn't know about the other woman? How do we know that?
How come Zion hasn't made a statement yet?
He doesn't have to.
What? Okay.
What did he do wrong other than got another person pregnant?
What did he do
And
wrong?
hold on. We don't know the relationship.
Adultery. What? We're gonna act
We
like
don't
did not
know
do
if
it.
that other girl they had a
Alright.
pregnant with is his girlfriend. We
Alright.
don't know anything.
All right.
Until we know, that's when we can say what is what.
See, and this is why black men never cheat, right?
I never said black man don't cheat. I already announced it. I already said he cheated.
This is how they don't.
I already said he made decisions.
Yeah. Nope, we don't know.
Marlon,
we don't know.
Marlon, Duke, extra gravy. You remember?
Black
this is a fine example. It's a fine example. Are you arguing with a female right now? This is why you don't do it.
Black men don't cheat.
This is why you don't do it.
Listen, black men don't cheat.
This is why you don't do it, guys. This is a fine example. Look at me. Bring the camera here. Look over here. This is why you don't do it.
Hey man.
I'm not.
Why?
First off, I already said that he was wrong for whatever mix-up he put himself in. Is we also don't know when the baby is. I said I don't know when the baby is. I don't know when the belly is. I also said we don't know the connection that Moriah Mills, Zion, and that love triangle had. I don't know what it is. We also don't know why the money was there and why everything. We don't know if it was transactional. Hey, I'll give you the box for $20K or this for. We don't know that.
That is a crazy price.
We don't know this. We don't know.
Been feeding every bit of information online publicly from everyone who's been contacting her since the whole thing. It's been all over Twitter. It's literally on her feed. You can read her whole feed.
I have not read the feed.
Okay, well,
so I'm going based off that.
Well, when you read it, I'm letting you know because I read the feed and I've been on real time for this feed. That's the reason why I'm saying this. She shows screenshots, every type of screenshot from the beginning to like, she'll screenshot even from yesterday, the conversation they're having. Like, that is how deep the conversation is.
I already stated
by doing that.
No.
Here's the thing. I already stated what he said was, and what he did is nasty work. I already stated this from the jump.
Can we say he was adulterous?
Yes, we could say he was adulterous.
Mm-hmm.
But I said,
you have to be married to be adulterous. But
yeah, fair enough. And he's not. He's not.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if he's married or anything. I don't think he's married actually.
We don't know if he's even in a relationship with the current mother of his child.
Who is a stripper, by the way? Apparently.
Yes, they're both in the industry.
That's Zion. What are you?
And she's older too.
Zion. What?
I swear she's older than Moriah. And Moriah would be in her early 30s.
I think maybe like 30. Yeah, early 30s. Yeah. But another was older. That doesn't.
The internet was dropping.
Yeah, he's not married.
The internet was dropping, saying how the mother of his child is better looking than Moriah.
Listen to me. That's the internet. Yeah, that's what the internet does. I'll say this: the internet does what the internet does. It causes mix up. It causes excitement. It causes stuff. Some people just know how to stir that pot quicker.
So here's the other part. So let's say they aren't in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that this is all for show, as we're saying, right? I
never said it was all for show. I just said we don't know if it's all for show.
Okay. So right now, we are basically, let's look at an angle as this. We are basically seeing someone's porn addiction in real time.
Of course.
Which is crazy.
Of course.
And now, if that is the case, do we sit here and give him some advice?
Yeah, like I said, free your sperm somewhere. You got like mad money, like snip, man. If you know you can, like.
Sensitive.
Okay, that's no,
such an extreme.
That's the extreme, yes. But like wear a condom. There's condoms now that they have where like, I think the brand's called Skin. I think it's like 90% close. The feeling that you're just like, you know what? I don't need to explore the 10% sensation. Let me. I use condoms. Like I don't.
That's your opinion. Some people want the 10%. Some people want the 100%. Some people want the natural. Some people
they want the burn.
Yeah,
no, but some
people want the heat.
Some people
want that stuff. But I'll just say this: you just have to make some wiser decisions, sir. That's it.
He doesn't have a good councilman.
Yeah, you need some people that hold you accountable. Cause I don't know if it's these younger players or that draft or like these kids are just. Money gets to their head and they go crazy. I think you just need some wise counselor around.
John Morant is maybe the same thing. There's no, like, who's your structure around you to be like, yo, you can't be moving like this. And unfortunately, the answer is sometimes it may not be blood related. Sometimes it has to be a complete stranger that that can say, look, like like you can't move like this. Zion,
lot of people
what are you
just-
doing? You can't move like this. Like
A lot of people just co-sign you because of what they can get around you.
too much yes people.
Yeah. You need to find some people that says no. That's what you need to find. I say that to everyone. You know what I mean? Because it's some bad decisions. You're making some bad decisions, and you make some terrible choices that you're gonna have to hold yourself accountable to. You heard it? I said the word. So
He's gonna have to play extra, super duper hard. Now, like he's gonna have to like fight for a higher paid contract.
that's the thing.
He's like, yo,
A lot of people don't realize.
because NBA could be like, you know what, you're wilding out too, you're out.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask that question. That was my next question. Did he mess up the bag?
I don't think so.
I think
If he plays good, he's gonna like. There's a lot of players that have a bunch of kids. As long as they pay good, they're gonna pay the kids, and everybody's happy. Here's your check, and every month. Here's your check every month. Here's your check every month. Have a great day.
It depends. I know Wilt Chamberlain was one, but like comparing then to now it's like it's social media involved and it's happening in real time. Whereas like back then, you'd hear stories about it, but it's not like they'll just send a letter
It's unfortunate.
and throw it to the NBA and be like, yo, like this is like you see that guy Wilt, like da da da, he's not beating me, da da da. But now like with today's world, you cross someone, all of a sudden they get the computers pewting,
And the shooter's shooting.
right? And then all of a sudden now, you have a player that's trending in real time. You're part of the NBA higher ups, and you're looking like, why is this player trending again? Oh, this player is brandishing a gun again. Didn't we just tell him not to do that? Wait a minute, this player got 2 corn stars pregnant at the same time.
That doesn't. We don't know if they're both corn stars.
No, one is certainly is.
Yeah, one certainly is, but we don't know about the other one.
No, but I'm impersonating what an NBA commissioner.
Oh,
would
see,
feel,
well,
yeah.
now I'm looking it up, right? How do porn stars and strippers affect NBA players? So one of them being the Knicks forward Clean Anthony Early was shot and robbed outside of Queen's strip club in December.
Oh, whoa, gee.
So that's one. Your livelihood gets put into at risk.
If they in terms of the work, when did the work get evil? I swear there was one point in history where like
What?
you just go, you have your time, and then it's just whatever. Like something happens, like the whole industry in general. Like something happened where like you're having a good time, and all of a sudden someone kicks in the door, and you're like, oh, give me more of your stuff. Oh, don't move. Bam. All right, take his things. Let's get out. Like when did it become evil like that? Because it never used to be like that.
When a lack of accountability in people became.
I feel like it's always evil. Samson and Delilah, what was evil?
No, I know where you were going, but I'm talking more like okay.
Like, I mean, if somebody was a regular person coming into a club and then they were assaulting the women and nobody's saying anything.
Is that why he got shot at the club?
No, but like,
I'm not saying that's why he got shot, but I'm just saying, like, if that becomes a perpetually normal thing and someone's like, they're not having it, that ends up being the response now as a result of it.
Every action is a counter reaction.
Right?
But
And plus porn stars and like strippers and all those people in the industry have been getting more and more assault level. Like they become more assaulted as of lately in the past few years.
yeah, because some dudes are just.
some people are wild. They're mud in their head, especially after COVID and everything. These people are mud in their head. But I'll say this. I'll just say this.
To wrap.
Zion, with great power comes great responsibility and accountability. So you need to fix up. You need to fix up. Whatever happens, you're going to have to deal with the consequence. And you're going to have to hug that. You're going to have to hug that. But I do think you need some guidance. You need some people to help you around. You need some people to just...
Like, look at your circle now and be like, nah, I must just go to a new circle.
Same thing with John Morant. You got to look at your circle and be like, yo, what the hell is happening? But you got to look at yourself and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Self-awareness.
Be self-aware. Just like I can be aware of me cutting people off and doing that on a regular basis in life, in the podcast, and another way. I don't know any other ways I'm cutting things off.
Damn.
But what?
I was looking for Reddit relationships.
Oh.
But yeah.
Just for
Just wisdom.
I'm gonna watch the.
Oh, the clock.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Damn, I mean, it's a good segment, but I didn't think we'd. I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna give it some time and see how far this goes.
So your prediction is he won't be.
My prediction is whatever happens. And let's see how. For me, I just want to know how long this lasts.
Right.
Like I don't know. I don't. My prediction, actually, even though these things happen, I believe he won't get fined from the NBA.
That was your prediction earlier. He won't get.
He won't get fined.
I don't think he'll get fined either.
You don't think so?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
I've never seen anybody get fined from the NBA for adultery. I've never seen that. That was never. That's not a moral thing. I think.
Except for the coach recovered, but that's someone inside.
As
opposed to like out. Yeah.
So I don't think there's certain things. Like, yeah, they have a moral clause and whatever, but there's certain things that are immoral that they don't care about too. Right? So it's not like they're going to put everything in that as a moral clause. And what do they consider as moral? You know what I mean?
Right. Z, what's your prediction?
In?
Like Zion Williams, like, will he get fined? Will he not get fined? Will he get traded? He'll probably...
I think that if he is not... what's the word? I mean, if he's going around having unsafe sex with many people in the industry and not doing things to protect himself or the well-beings of other people, if he is just willy-nilly shooting the club up however he feels, I'm saying this as a metaphor, to people, and then all of a sudden has like a whole gang of like women later on saying that they are now pregnant for him or whatever. I feel like if that is the trend that he stays on, I feel like that would get him fined.
Eventually, yeah.
Yes. But if he is going to just stay committed to the current woman that he has, who he has now, he's now having a baby with, and like drops any other thing, or like if he continues to have these little side relationships, I hope that he can conduct that business silently and that he knows how to issue an MDA. And then
like that didn't come up the whole time. But...
I'm sorry, like these things I be thinking about. So and when he's able to figure that out and it's an agreed thing amongst the whole entire relationship, then I feel like he would be okay. But yeah.